The leader of a Woodbury County town wants the County Board of Supervisors to help him relieve the financial strain a local resource is causing. Jesse Peterson is the mayor of Lawton. He came to the afternoon board meeting to speak with the supervisors and ask the board to review the cost of the Woodbury County Library. Peterson says Lawton, which is one of 6 cities that funds the library, is asked to pay more than $27,000 towards the library's fiscal year budget. That's about a $6,000 increase from the previous year. Board Chair Mark Nelson says he understands Peterson's frustrations when state-required resources put a strain on local governments.
My children are weekly visitors to the county library. They love the county library. There's people of all ages that use that, but I absolutely understand their concerns of how do they afford this, and there's certain things that they absolutely have to have for that town to function. And so we're going to work here and see what the board can do or what the library can do within their budget to try to make this all work.
Peterson suggested supervisors look into owning a building to house the library instead of renting.